All right, so we see up here on the front that the note percent, a percent is a ratio that compares a number to 100. The symbol percent is used to show a percent. So what we're using this for is to show that I can use ratios and proportional reasoning to find an unknown quantity. So that means if I know the percent in 100 and maybe the whole, I can find the part. Or if I know the percent in the 100 and the part, I can find the whole. Or if I know both the part and the whole, I can find the percent. So this is the part you need to learn. Percent over 100 equals the part over the whole. And we're going to look at 3 different ways we can use this percent proportion. All right, open it up and let's try the first ones. We need to find the percent of the number. We use this when we don't know the part. In this one, what's missing is the part. You'll see it's right here. So we know the percent because it's always over. What's percent always over? 100. This is the whole amount, and this is the part. So, to use this percent proportion, I always start by just writing this. The fraction symbol equals the fraction symbol. What's the easiest part that you can always fill in every single time? The 100. What goes over the 100? Percent. If you know the percent, can you fill it in? Do we know the percent in this one? Right here. What the percent is? 40. This is when this hint comes into play. This is the same thing as the part, and the of is the same thing as the whole. So, of 60. So, of the whole, so 60 goes here, and the is what's missing. And here our is what's missing. So, if I know 3 parts of this proportion, this percent proportion, can I figure what's missing here? How do I do that? Yes, I'm going to cross multiply. 60 times 40 is 2,400. And so this way I would get 2,400. So 100 times something is 2,400. How do I figure out what that something is? Divide 2,400 divided by 100, and that gives me 24. So the part that's missing is 24. 40% of 60 is 24. All right, let's try it with this one. Always start with that, with the percent proportion. What's the first thing I'm always going to write in? 100. What goes above the 100? The percent. So in this case it's 50. I see an of 75. Of is my whole. And I'm looking for the part. Cross multiply. $75 times 50 equals 3,750. And so this way, 100 times something has to be 3,750. How do I figure out what that something is? Divide by 100 and you get 37 5/10. So 50% of 75 is 37 5/10. That really is half of 75. Where can I put 78? Oh, you mean 38? But here, can we get an exact number? we get $37.50. If I took $75 and I wanted to split it between two people, how much money would each person get? $37 and, is that 5 cents? What's half of $1? $37.50. So in that case, I literally could split 75 and each person get $37.50. But if I was talking about 75 kids and splitting it in two groups, could I really do that? No, one's going to have 38 and one will have to have 36. So you have to look at the situation. But in this situation, we don't know what we're splitting, so we can leave it a decimal. All right, let's look at the next one. Set it up. Percent proportion. The fraction bar equals fraction bar. First thing we're going to fill in is 100. What goes over the 100? 28. Of is my whole. It goes over here. And I'm looking for the part. So cross multiply. 300 times 28. 8,400. 100 times something is 8,400. So I can do 8,400 divided by 100 and get 84. So 28% of 300 is 84. Think about the next one. 16% of 50 is, well, this is one where I can use the commutative property and I could change it. I could actually think about this one and say, what is 50% of 16? What is 50% of 16? Think about it in your head. 50% means half. What's half of 16? 8. We should get 8 for this answer, but let's solve it like this. Percent proportion, 100, 16, of 50 is our whole. 50 times 16 should be 800. 100 times something is 800. So 800 divided by 100 is 8. And is that what we thought that it would be when we used our mental math? It is. 16% of 50 is 8. Just like 50% of 16 is 8. You can use the commutative property to do that. All right, let's think about this last one. I can think of this last one in my head. 25% of 400. Can you think about that if you split 400 into 4 pieces? How many would go in each 25%? 100. Our answer should be 100. Let's check. 100. I'm looking for 25% of 400. And let's see if we can tell what our part's going to be. 400 times 25. 10,000. 10,000 divided by 100. What do we get? 100. So 25% of 400 is 100. So this is one way to use the percent proportion. That's when the part is missing. Let's look at this second section. This is finding a percent given a part and the whole. That means the percent is what's missing. We know the part, we know the whole, we know the 100%. So let's look at an example of that. 18 out of 25 students have a pet. What percent have a pet? So we're looking for actually how to find the percent. So start again with the percent proportion. Always fill in the what first? 100. Do we know the percent, or is that what we're trying to find? We're trying to find that. So now I have to decide 18 out of 25. What's the whole amount of students that we're talking about? Of 25 is the whole amount. And the part that have a pet is 18. Now can I use this just like I used it the other way? Yes, cross multiply. 100 times 18 is 1800. 1800 divided by 25. And you get 72%. So what percentage have a pet? 72%. All right, 6 students is what percent of 30 students? So let's set this up. Start with the 100. What percent? Do we know the percent? No, we don't know the percent. 6 students is that the part or the whole? Is. It's the part, so it goes up here. What's the whole? 30. And now can I solve for the percent? Yes, 100 times 6 is 600. 600 divided by 30 is 20%. So what percent? 20%. Try the next two, and then we'll look at the answers in just a minute. Okay, so on number 3, 8 doctors is what percent of 40 doctors? And what percent did we get? 20%. And 24 out of 60 people surveyed liked ice cream better than cake. What percent liked ice cream? What percent liked cake? So this 24 out of 60 are the ones that liked the ice cream better. So 24 out of 60. And I have the 100. Cross multiply. 100 times 24 is 2,400. 2,400 divided by 60 is 40%. So if 40% liked ice cream better, then how many liked cake better? That would be 60%, because 40 plus 60 have to add up to 100%. Jackson, are you awake? You have all of this written down, just like Miss Miller has it written down? Okay, that's what you need to do, please. All right, and then the last section is finding a whole given a part and a percent. So that means that we know the percent, we know the 100, we know the part, or the is, and we need to figure out the of. So that's just a different part that's missing. So we set up our percent proportion. So we set it up the same way. Ratio equals ratio. Fill in the 100. Now this time I know the percent is 40. I know the 8 or the part is 8. And what's missing? The of or the whole. I can cross multiply. 100 times 8 is 800. 800 divided by 40 is 20. Right here in front of me, skills practice on the table.